This video is sponsored by Babbel.
Hello everybody and welcome to my little Italian house here in Tuscany, and I'm delighted to share with you all finally a complete tour from top to bottom. So let's head inside. And just in time, the bells are just about to finish. We're starting at the top in the terrace. And one of the things I love about this terrace is not just the view, but of course the bells that I get to hear day in and day out. And in fact, many family members love the bells as much as I do. And I'm only laughing because sometimes when they want to sleep in and have a big lion, and the bells start at 7 a.m. They're like, wait, what? Anyway, it's hard for me to say what room in the house is my favorite room, but obviously this is my favorite outdoor room because it's the only outdoor space I have. And when I arrived here in 2020, just before the pandemic, I have this picture of the terrace, and it was raining and it was completely empty, but I knew that I had this amazing space that I could just create with. And that's what I did. And so when I walked out here that first time in 2020, I thought, oh my goodness, I need this house. I mean, this is pretty much what sold it to me. What I ended up doing was taking down some really long metal poles here, and they were really used for hanging laundry. And I did that at first. In fact, it was really fun. Like, I loved hanging my laundry on the lines here. But now I just have a hanging rack that's in the storage over there. And I bring that out because it opened up the space a little bit more. And yeah, so when I was creating this space, I wanted to make sure that there was enough seats for if, all 6 of us, because we are a family of 6, could sit here. And as you can see, I've got 3 there, 4, 5, 6, and even 7 for a guest. So that was the most important thing for me in creating a space up here, was to make sure that everybody had a seat. And then of course I do come here quite often for 48 to 72 hours just to work on some bits within the house. And this is where I love to sit and just have an aperitivo, or I'll have my morning coffee here. Oh, and I forgot about these 2 seats. That is correct. 8 and 9, and that was really intended for when my children come here and bring lots of friends, because you're going to see that in total we can actually sleep 6 here. If some people here want to bunk up on some of the pull-out sofas, they could squeeze in. So technically we could get 8. This is just lovely teak furniture that I found online. These 2 stools I found in one of my favorite, as many of you know, one of my favorite flea markets. So I think these were found at Marie Vintage. And this is just a lovely table. We have something similar in one of our cottages on the Mapperton estate that I recently renovated as well, called Keeper's Cottage. And we have one of these inside in the kitchen there. And I thought, well, it's also durable for the external. And then just the cushions that you see around here, these are waterproof cushions. Well, water resistant, I should say, water resistant. And I found these in England, actually, at the Chelsea Flower Show. I went to the Chelsea Flower Show in May a couple of years ago. And this is a lovely company that does water resistant cushions, outdoor cushions. And I thought they were perfect. And I didn't want too bright. And this, kind of an eyesore, but very useful because it stores all these cushions when I am not here. And it also stores the clothesline. And then I think many of you know that this piece of marble I found at Il Piccolo Scrigno with PG and Deborah, as well as the good old sewing machine base here. And I just put the 2 together. And I thought it was really lovely. Olive trees, they're hanging in there. This one's producing an olive or 2, so I'm quite pleased. This one needs a little bit of help, but I'm going to prune it down, and because you can see there's new shoots coming out. So there's been a lot of rain here. All of the trays here are filled with water, And again, I need to take out some of this grass, but you can see the look I'm going for. Nice full olive trees. It'll take about 4 to 5 years for them to mature to that. And drinks table. I think it's pretty perfect, and the view and the bells. Let me know, comment down below. This is just room 1, so let's head down to the first floor. This video is sponsored by Babbel.
Questo appartamento è centralissimo e ben collegato.
Questo appartamento è centralissimo e ben collegato.
È una bellissima giornata oggi e quindi andrò a correre. It is a beautiful day here, and so later I'm going to go for a run. But I'm able to speak Italian, pretty decently, thanks to Babbel, who is sponsoring this video today, which is, by the way, one of the top language learning apps in the entire world. I'm able to walk into the piazza and speak to the locals and order my food and speak to the builders here. When I first bought my little Italian house and came here, I was actually terrified to go into the piazza and speak and order food or ask for directions or anything like that. And thanks to Babbel, I'm now at a B2 intermediate level. And it's been this incredible journey, and Babbel prepares you for those real life conversations. So whether you want to learn a new language for travel or for work or just for relationships or just because you want to say to yourself and to others, I actually speak another language. That was one of my motivations as well. Yeah, I speak English, obviously, but I also speak Italian, and I can actually say that now with confidence. So if you're interested in learning a new language, trust me, it is hands down one of the best things I have ever done for myself is learning a new language. Do check out Babbel. So if you click the link in my description below or scan the QR code, you can get up to 60% off of your subscription with Babbel today. And for me now, when I walk into the square or I say ciao to my neighbors all around me, I can say it in confidence and I can have these real life conversations. And I never thought that would be possible. Babbel offers a whole range of languages, not just Italian, but many, many more. So do let me know what language you're interested in learning, and then keep me posted on your progress because I'd love to hear from you. So for now, I'm just going to sit back, again, drink my cafe, and enjoy the view. Here we are on the first floor, and again, this corridor was transformed. We put in on the first floor this porcelain timber, so it's finto, it's fake, but it looks, at least to me, it looks like real timber wood floors. And the reason we did that is because it gets quite humid here, and so I was advised not to put in true timber floorboards, and I now am so happy that I didn't because it does get really humid here. These are beautiful, and I'm so happy with them. And then in the corridor, again, what I've tried to transform was just give it a light look, and so it was a little bit open, more open than it was when I first arrived. We've done a line of paint here in somewhat like a gray with a little bit of element of lilac coming through it. And this piece I absolutely love. So this piece of marble I found at Il Piccolo Scrigno with Malcolm. Many of you know Malcolm from my videos. He is the interior designer extraordinaire. We had it cut to size, and these wrought iron legs here were handmade and then put up against this wall. I love it, love it, love it. I've got my picture that I found actually in London, but it's an abstract painting of Florence. 2 wall sconces here. Again, found these at antique flea markets. These lampshades. There's a great lampshade and lamp company in England called Pookie. I highly recommend it. Their lampshades and their lamp bases are absolutely incredible. And one of the things I do love that Malcolm gave me for a housewarming gift is this lovely frame which says Maison, I know it's French, but Maison de Montagu. So House of Montagu. And that goes right there. And then this is my very special, in the middle of the night, you don't have to worry about a switch. It's rechargeable. There we go. And it's really cute. And then down below, fantastic, fantastic Turkish rug. I love this rug. It's probably one of my most, I say, up there in my best finds. I think it's perfect. The colors are brilliant and gosh, love it. So let's head into the first bathroom. These two rooms here are the two rooms that I decided to renovate first. And that's because I needed to have a working bathroom. Prior to this, there was a shower sort of stand here. It was a bit bizarre. Everything was trickling, so it wasn't working so much. And again, many of you know that I found this wonderful bathtub on the side of a road, and I was like, I have to have it. It's been a little bit controversial because many of you said you should have, redone the outside and the feet of the bath as well and enameled that. But I quite like the look, and I'm really pleased, and we've just done a clear coating around there. So again, a line of paint through here, and you'll see that throughout the entire first floor. Again, we have the Finto timber floors. I think they look pretty real to me, and they're much easier to clean. I will also say that. Lovely ochre color. And then I just went around Fivisano and took photos of just some elements that I really like. So door knockers, post boxes, mostly door knockers and post boxes. In fact, that's all that they are. I brought them back to England, had them mounted and framed, and I do love them. These up above the loo here are just two lovely shelves that I found. They're Dutch. I found these, everybody, on salency.co.uk. Again, another online flea market that I love, and I just put elements on here that, for example, that peacock, it's fantastic. You can see when you put it to the light, it comes through on the other side. And this was on my travels to India, which I try to travel to India on a yoga retreat that I host every year. This was a creation. So there was a wall here when I arrived. We then bashed through the wall and created a lovely walk-in shower. I needed a bath. I've married into a very British family. They want baths, so do my kids, well, the majority of them, but they also want showers as well. So shower here for everybody, lovely nook here with a little bit of marble we put in, lovely open windows, and yeah. This I found at PG and Deborah's. Again, I just sort of made this up, this vanity. We had this painted, put on new handles here, and then just upcycled a piece of marble that I found at PG and Deborah's. The either side, these wall sconces, probably one of my best buys. I think they were each like €5 each, and then the lampshades here, the glass lampshades, well, they were €1 each. I mean, pretty incredible. And then this is a Murano glass mirror. Again, found the lovely glass lampshades and this mirror at Marie Vintage. So the scones, I'm pretty sure I found the scones there. Maybe Il Piccolo Scrigno, but I'm pretty sure Marie Vintage, definitely Marie Vintage, definitely Marie Vintage. And I think that is it. Oh yeah, I just think this is quite a sweet accessory. It's a newspaper rack, but I put in some towels there. And yeah, and a couple rugs. This one I would like to, I'm just gonna be honest with everybody, I'd like to get rid of it. It was sort of for the time being, but I recently found this, again, on salency.co.uk, and it's from the early 19th century. So it's very worn, it probably has lots of stories, and now it's living here. That light, fantastic. Again, found at, well, now I can't remember. I'll have to go back on my videos. It's either Marie Vintage or Il Piccolo Scrigno. And this was the secret space that I didn't know about until I arrived. after I had bought the house. They told me it was just an owner's closet, but again, it had all the plumbing through here, where the shower now is in the main bathroom. We closed up this wall, and I know I wanted another loo. So we've tucked in a loo, put the washing machine here. This is an old postal shelf that actually was in a post office. And in fact, we've got some of the markings here. You won't be able to see them here because they're quite tucked into the corner. But now it's fantastic for me to put towels and washing machine capsules there, etc. And some good storage. And then we've put in a sink, a basin, taps, and some marble, and some beautiful castagna shelves. So a little bit of organizing I still need to do in here, but overall, it's a good space to store things, an extra loo, washing machine, another basin, and yeah. So moving on, once the bathrooms were finished, then I started on the bedrooms. So for me, I knew that this was going to be the guest bedroom, but I also wanted to have more of a masculine feel. I have 3 boys, and 1 girl. And so I thought, well, they outnumber the girl. I'm going to make this, give it a little bit more masculine look. Again, the line of paint continues around, and this is a lovely moss green. Pretty much as I look around here, everything in here was upcycled. From the headboards there, again, beautiful headboards with fantastic etchings around them. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful. On either side, we found those at Il Piccolo Scrigno. To the bedside tables, repainted by Deborah at Il Piccolo Scrigno. Okay, this, not new, or not upcycled, I should say, new. These are Pookie lampshades. Again, I'm going back to Pookie. I love that company in England. It's just affordable. They have fantastic lampshades and lamp bases. And then around, you can see 5 maps, old, sort of ancient, antique, vintage, however you want to describe it, maps of Italy. Found each of these at Murray Vintage for €1 each, and then went up to Filetto, which is about 30 minutes from here, to a fantastic framer, and he was able to frame them all. A couple of chairs, again, found those, one of them, they were upcycled. The desk, definitely Il Piccolo Scrigno. And Deborah, we wanted to bring out the blue, so we painted it this sort of very, dark indigo, I would say, blue. A lovely Pookie lampshade here, a brass lamp base found again on Silenzi. This mirror, again, you can see the mirror has the gilding on the inside and then the black frame. Same with the maps around. I found this frame. I knew exactly what I was looking for. Found that on Silenzi. And then just a little bit of knickknacks that I found, as I go to these flea markets, which I do love and I continue to source. Etsy right here. I remember finding these vintage green silk with a little bit of velvet. Can you believe that? Hangers. And then the peg rail, because there's not enough space in here to put a wardrobe. So this is where, if you come and stay, my kids come and stay, they'll hang up their clothes there. There are drawers underneath here, and there's already some clothes in there. There we go. But lovely, lovely drawers. Deborah did such a fantastic job. And the boys can put their clothes in there. And then I took these from Nestor. So he helped hang them. He is the sailor of the family, and I wasn't sure where they were going to go in England, and I thought, well, he can have them here, and as he's lying in bed, he can look at his sailboats. So soft furnishings really quickly. These are both of these cushions, the larger and the smaller one, were found in Norfolk, which is East England, and this one smells of lavender. So Malcolm found these, and these are just fantastic. These bed covers here, I found them in India last year and brought them, and these were found on Etsy as well. So I think I've covered everything in here. Oh, that lamp base, I did find that. Gosh, I absolutely loved that. I can't remember where I found that. Everybody, but I do love it. Oh, I will touch on the linen. I just wanted something airy, and these are beautiful. Many of you have asked. I've actually given out the details, found through Etsy. I think it's a pair of sisters who make these. They're beautiful, and they're from Poland, like proper linen. Fantastic curtains here. All right, moving on to the primary bedroom. Gosh, it's so nice when it's so light and beautiful outside. In here, I wanted to do something that had more of a feminine feel to it because the guest bedroom has that masculine feel. And I think first and foremost, I'll start out with this 4-poster bed, which was a real, I think, feat getting it all the way here from France. Nestor helped me put this together. I remember thinking, how are we going to do this? But we did, and I believe it works perfectly in this room. And it kind of just is the big feature of this room. And then all the soft furnishings that you see here, again, these were found in Norfolk, and these were found online. So these cushion covers were found online at Silenzi, India. This one is old crochet. I mean, at least 100 years old. Found this on Silenzi as well. Couple of chairs. Definitely found these. I remember at Il Piccolo Scrigno. This was brown furniture, and I found it at Riccardo Bartel. And it was repainted, beautifully repainted. I think they've done an exceptional job. That is the wardrobe. Again, same lovely linen curtains. And then on either side of the bed, I don't have matching bedside tables. I have a little desk here so I can pull up this chair and sit here and work with this lovely Venetian mirror. Again, found the Venetian mirror on Silenzi. And little knickknacks here I've kind of found throughout Marie Vintage, Il Piccolo Scrigno, all my flea market shopping. But the 2 Murano lamps here were found at Il Piccolo Scrigno. And then again, these are Pucci, just a nice sort of white card, or cream card, I should say, with a gray ribbon around. That one I do love. So if you look around on the walls, I've got elements coming out that are, that really take in the color of this room, because if you look here, the line of paint here is more of a like rose lilac. So when I was looking for what to hang on the walls, I knew I wanted to bring it out. But of course with other colors as well. You can see there's a bit of blue in these old floral prints, which I found at the Fivisano Antiques Market, which happens once a month, and brought these to the same framer up in Filato. And we decided to bring out this lovely green for the mounting here, and then a fantastic gold frame. The big picture you see up there, I was so pleased to find that at Marie Vintage. Again, I just think it brings everything together. I do love it. And then to the left, silhouettes of my 4 children, Emma, Jack, William, and Nestor. And yes, if I didn't mention already, this desk and that bedside table there, both found at Il Piccolo Scrigno. They were brown, and then asked Deborah to paint them and give them a light distressing. Let's see, I think, oh, and one more. I always forget about the top. That one I know I got at Il Piccolo Scrigno as well. I tell you, it's worth going to Il Piccolo Scrigno, to Marie Vintage. I've been really, really lucky. And that, everybody, is the first floor. And now the staircase, which actually is a feature. So these were sort of brown, I don't know, rather horrible. I found them horrible, but I wanted to do something cheap and cheerful. Therefore, I painted these with Nestor black, and then found this fantastic jute runner on Etsy. I love it, and I just think it gives it a little bit of warmth and definitely more character. Then many of you probably saw in one of my videos was I created this salon hang here. It took me a while, but all of these pictures definitely have meaning to me, whether they're, there's a picture of Mapperton there, there's a picture of Italy, picture of Florence, a couple that I brought back from my travels in India, and it just, and they work very well together. And moving down here, this is probably one of my best picture finds, and this is a John Ward drawing you can see of Venezia, so of Venice. It's brilliant, and I just like the black and white there. Here, to give me a little bit of privacy, again, same sisters who did the linen curtains upstairs, but in the lovely white. I've gone for oatmeal color here. And ta-da, we are down in the sitting room. In the sitting room, I'm really quite pleased because I did it all myself as far as the painting. I actually found some time, which is a miracle in my life, painted it this soft gray. So remember, the line of paint upstairs on the first floor is a little bit sort of that darker gray, which has a little bit element of lilac in it. This is a lovely soft gray, and golly gosh, where do I start? Well, I think first and foremost it's quite a small space. So how can you create within this small space a place for at least 6 people to sit comfortably, and so that it doesn't look so tight? And Malcolm and I thought long and hard about that. And you can see here we found, this is my IKEA sofa. It is a pull-out sofa. As I said, this house technically sleeps 6, but 8 at a push. Pull-out sofa here, and my absolutely brilliant find from Silenzi in Paris out of a 4th floor apartment building. This was hoisted down. This is a beautiful late 19th century daybed. And it did have another side here. I managed to take that off. There were hinges here, so it's easy to put it back on. But again, it opens up this space from the doorway. And here's my hat rack. So I shall hang up, I'll put that one on top. No, in fact, I'll put that one there. Hang up my hat and give you the rest of the tour. So with this daybed, we ended up looking at the cushion remnants, or I should say the fabric remnants in Malcolm's office in London. He has so many because he's been doing this for so long, and pulled out the colors that we were looking at, which is this teal and this almost like an aubergine color throughout. And then of course, working with oatmeal as well. And you can see all these colors working together in this room around the cushions, and as well as some of the pictures as well. So on either side here, these 2 pictures I found at the Fivizzano flea market. Fantastic find. I mean, I think they were each 20 euros each, and both have brilliant frames. These 2 pictures, I was actually going to replace the scenes within, but once I got them here, I actually quite liked them, and they're the right colors. I found these at an auction house in London. I think they have great frames as well. And at night, I can occasionally, on these wall sconces, light these candles here. Books I found in a flea market in Bologna when Jack was studying at University of Bologna. And again, I'm going to go back to Pookie. So Pookie has fantastic lights, and some of them are even rechargeable. And because there aren't any wall sockets here, and to put in wall sockets to do all the chasing would have cost a lot, I thought, gosh, I'm going to take these with me, and brought these over. And again, fantastic lampshades that I found at Pookie. So I'm super pleased with that. Again, lovely magazine rack at a flea market. Of course, this marble table. I think many of you remember this. Il Piccolo Scrigno. I mean, look at the colors. I don't know how I lucked out, because again, it's bringing out that aubergine, a bit of that teal, and again, oatmeal as well. And by the way, I've moved my flamboyant Indian cushion cover in here from the kitchen, because many of you did say, it didn't work right. And I think that you were right. 2 side tables here. Again, found these at, I think these were Marie Vintage. And this chair is not upcycled. This chair is from Maison du Monde, but this quilt here is again from India. And then there was a lot of debate on what to do about this space. My original thought was to bring in, to create just an entire cupboard here and with doors, but that would then take away from the terracotta floor underneath and of course this lovely timber up here, which is chestnut. So we decided to create a chestnut shelf here out of chestnut because that is the tree of choice in the Lunijana. And it can slide out. You can see the TV's back there, but we can pull the TV up, slide it out, and it works really well, especially when you have many children who want to come in here and watch a film. And these, this is a pair of candle holders, wrought iron, that Malcolm just spotted with his beady little eye, and they work really well in the room. Lastly, I want to touch on the two side tables here. They're different. This was found on Silenzi. I think it's fantastic. I wanted to have two different ones. Again, lovely brass with glass up and down, top and shelf down there. And this one, again, we found at, I'm going to straighten it out a bit there, at Deborah and PG's. There we go. Gosh, I've really done well at Deborah and PG's. A couple of things over on this side. We've got a pair of wall sconces here. Found those actually at Pookie, which is brilliant. This I did bring all the way, this swing arm brass lamp. I brought this all the way from England and found this lampshade, not at Pookie, but in Florence at a sweet shop just in the middle of Florence. And I just love the fabric color. And again, bringing out those elements of that sort of a bit of purple, blue. And these are two Italian scenes here. I love round frames. They are from the, I think, late 18th century and found those on Silenzi as well. Looking around, I think I've shown you pretty much everything and how we decided to decorate it. In this room, we did decide to keep the exposed stone because it wasn't overbearing. Whereas when we head into the kitchen, you can see or you will soon see, I have closed off most of the stone. All right, let's head into the kitchen. And last but not least was the last room to be completed in my little Italian house. And that was the kitchen, which was just recently completed. It's not finished yet. There's still bits I want to do, but come on in. And let's look at the transformation. There's a big space here, and so I knew that this was going to require a lot of thought and consideration as to what we wanted to do here. But first and foremost, I wanted to make sure that the kitchen was a space that people could sit in as well while cooking and while conversing. And I know for many people you thought, why do you have a sofa in here? But that is one of the reasons. I do really like the sofa there. I need to get some more cushions there. But again, it gives me also another body for a child to have their friends here. In fact, two bodies. And what we didn't want to do was have a completely different colored kitchen to what was in the sitting room. We wanted to bring elements of that color into here. And so that's why we've gone for this sage green cabinetry around. I absolutely love it. And I spent a long time looking at these cabinets to make sure that you could see the grain in them, but not so much that they were like that whitewashed in there. So all of the cabinetry was handmade by Matteo and his team. I mean, absolutely fantastic. I mean, it is exquisite. It runs the length of the wall here. So before there was sort of a niche in here, a niche area in here, which sort of almost like a nook space that had shelving. It was a bit odd. We tore that out and went all the way up into the wall here. So I've got some good storage space here. This is my integrated refrigerator and integrated freezer here. The handles, the hardware that you can see, the kitchen hardware. I found that in England. It's handmade as well, and it's sturdy, it's durable, it's fantastic. The tiling found at Recuperando. Again, I love these tiles because they're not white. They're almost like an oyster. When you open up an oyster, all those different colors that you get. That's what I think it represents here. And then we decided to go with this green and blue. And these tiles I found, and I think they're absolutely perfect. Now, many of you who have seen my videos before have commented on this white stark space. It's not as white, I think, in person as you probably see on camera, but the plan is to actually paint this the same color as the walls. So just that light gray, so it blends in a little bit more. And we will be placing that blue plate that my husband found at the market, the antiques market here in Fivizzano, on there as well. The marble is from Carrara. It's fantastic, and they've done such a brilliant job here with, again, rounding the edges to match the cooker here. Look at that. I mean, it just goes, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then we've put in a natural shelf here. This is castagna. Again, Matteo has done a fantastic job. This sink was a real find, kind of like my bathtub, found at Il Piccolo Scrigno. And we are going to be looking to get some of these stains here taken out. I think that there is a way to do that. And these taps, they arrived really shiny, bright brass, but I bought the ones where they start to age. So they'll get that lovely patina, and you can see the patina is already started to take shape. So it will become more of a dull color rather than that bright brass color. And again, I found just little bits here. There's lots more I want to do here. Many of you had opinions. I should get something bigger there. You're absolutely right. Not these small vases that I have here, but something quite big and bold. I have an idea for something that can go there, but it's all a work in progress. I love this little curtain here. I just think it's sweet, and I definitely wanted to bring some type of textile into the kitchen cabinetry, and that's exactly what this cafe curtain does. If you're asking about dishwasher, integrated dishwasher here. The bins, fantastic. They go in here. Oh gosh, and look at on top. You can get these from the council. All of my bins are in here. This is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, just little bits here. I love this drawing rack here. And somebody did say, be careful that when it's on your marble, that this doesn't get wet, but it has little feet underneath it. So I think it's going to be okay, but thank you for pointing that out. Anything else this I'm just so proud of. And then floor, of course, the floor. So it used to have these white tiles, and again, rather than bringing in colta, the real colta, it was way too great of expense for me. So I've brought in, again, finto colto, and much easier to clean. I love them, and I love the herringbone shape that we decided to design them in. Table, chairs, both found at Il Piccolo Scrigno. Cushions are being made, everybody. So hold on, the cushions that I was screen printing with Faye, they are being made, but I haven't been able to bring them out this time. Again, sofa here, quite controversial, but I like it. 2 side tables, found these in an auction house in London. We'll be cleaning this today. So cleaning this and then having the light bulb come out through here. So I will make these into 2 lamps, and then I will find 2 lampshades as well. Possibly many of you saw, I'm going to put 2 mirrors on either side. This picture I do love. It's the colors from my terrace, and I think once I get the mirrors here, it will look lovely. On either side, we've got 2 dressers and cupboards. And yes, my dishes have arrived, the ones that were hand painted. So stay tuned until the end of the video and you're gonna see me unboxing them. And then over here, again, lots to still do here. Find some marble, have this recovered and restored. But I do love my horsehair chair. Lovely, lovely curtains here. I think they're just absolutely brilliant. Not sure what to do with this nook yet, but many of you had a lot of good ideas about putting cookbooks there. And I think you're right. And I think it's just over time, this space will evolve. It takes some time, and especially as this is the room that was just recently finished, I haven't had a whole lot of time to think about what else I want to do. But you guys have given me such great suggestions. And lastly, well, it's probably not last, but I'll wrap it up here. Well, I've got to open up those dishes. Is this fantastic chandelier. It, again, beautiful color, brings out the green we have here. And that was a real find by Malcolm at Il Piccolo Scrigno. I wonder how many times, let me know in the comments down below, have I said Il Piccolo Scrigno? Because they have really furnished this house and they have beautiful pieces. It's wonderful to go there and be able to upcycle. And as I look around the kitchen, so many of the objects are from Il Piccolo Scrigno, Marie Vintage, and Silenzi as well. And that has taken me years to do this, to be honest. You know, I bought my house in 2020. We're now just about to move into 2025. So it's taken a lot of time to get it into the shape that it is. I'm so proud of it. I love coming here, but still a little bit more to do in the kitchen. And I think, everybody, that is your tour. But again, stay tuned to the end because I'm going to be opening up those plates. Anyway, thank you all so much. You have been instrumental in creating this space because of your comments and advice and suggestions to make sure that this little Italian house really became something that I absolutely adore, but I also appreciate how you all have inputted as well. So thank you all, and let's go get those plates. The plates have arrived. I'm just gonna move this over. And oh my goodness, I'm a bit nervous because they have traveled far, but they were packed so well. Oh my gosh, they're better than I thought they would be. These are brilliant. Oh, I cannot wait to put these up. Oh my gosh. And then here are some big ones. I've got several more boxes to go through. Look at this, everybody. I'm gonna lay them out. They are a thing of beauty. Just so beautiful. And each one is different. And that's what makes them, I think, so unbelievably special. Look at. I've got 12, so I suspect, so they're not all these same colors as well. I have 12 of, here we go, you can see. Once I get them out, everybody, I'll do a big shot so you can see. Aren't they just fantastic? Oh my goodness. How gorgeous are these plates and bowls? I am literally in heaven. So you can see smaller bowls that will be good for a smaller pudding. And then big bowls, which could be salad or cereal or even soup. We have large plates and oh my goodness. And can you see, everybody, the different colors? So we've got a lovely yellow here, so gialla, and then a soft green, almost like well, I wouldn't say a moss green, but a softer green, a verde. And then an orange, arancia. And then we have a blue or azzurro. And I am just in heaven. So I've cleaned out a bit of that dresser over there, and I'm starting to stack them up. As you can see, there are some plates there, but I'm going to do the rest right now and show you the end result. It is finished, everybody, and it's cleaner. I think has obviously a little bit more color because of these beautiful handmade plates. I love them so much. I keep staring at them. Like when I was stacking these up, I just kept looking at them thinking, I'm so pleased. Now, there were a couple breakages in the package, but that was to be expected. They were traveling a long distance in Italy. They were packed really well, but I've been in touch with the amazing artist, and he is going to replace the ones that arrived in half. So, in total, I have 12 big plates, 12 small, 12 bowls, and 12 big bowls, and then 12 small bowls. And these glasses, they're goblets. They have bees on them, and I found these on a recent trip to Paris. The wonderful thing about living in London is that it's quicker for me to get to Paris, believe it or not, than it is for me to get to Dorset, to Mapperton, our historic house that we manage. I'm not even kidding you. So I just did a day trip. So I took the train in the morning with my daughter. We spent I think we had about 8 hours there in total. And I found these. I think they're fantastic. So those will go up there. They're special glasses. These will be everyday dishes that I will use. But yeah, there we are, everybody. My wonderful, wonderful dresser.
Be sure to check out the link in my description to get 60% off of your Babbel subscription today.